When we are talking about movement in art, we are not talking about motion, like physical motion. We're not talking about that necessarily. We're talking about how the viewer's eyes will move when they look at an image. So this image, for example, if you look at it, where do your eyes go? Where do your eyes start? I think for me, I noticed this red and even this yellow stripe because of the color, they stand out. And if my eyes travel up that red stripe, this is where my eyes go. So that's where the artist in this image is trying to get the viewer's eyes to go to. All the lines, all the stripes are moving their eyes towards this area. There's nothing really interesting here, but it does make your eyes move that way when you look at this. When you look at this picture of this restaurant, where do your eyes start and where do your eyes move to? Because of the angle of this image, I think our eyes are all going to be moving towards this direction and probably end up back here where this blue doorway is. The tables, the designs on the wall, the lights, the ceiling, architecture, everything is kind of pointing in this direction. So movement is created by these other long designs. Makes your eyes move towards this. In this image, your eyes kind of move all over the place. I don't really know for sure where my eyes start, but if I start here, then I kind of travel down this little stripe and off the page, and then maybe back on right here. And then it kind of whips my eyes back up this way and then back down again. Maybe this time my eyes move up this part of the form. So it's just kind of a constant movement that your eyes are going on, like a path, little pathways that your eyes can travel around in the picture. And best ways to create movement in your own artwork are to have long lines or shapes, have lots of curves, especially. Curves are good for a sense of movement, and have things go off the edge of the image. If this was all contained inside the picture, nothing went off the edges, then our eyes would be a little bit more trapped. In this case, our eyes can go off the page and then kind of come back on in a different spot. In this picture, the hair shows movement, and while it's in real life, this person's hair was actually moving, actually in physical motion. Remember that is not why this shows visual movement in terms of art. We're talking about the movement, again, of the viewer's eyes looking at the picture. So because of all the curves and the long hair and the hair going off the edge, the body going off the edge, our eyes have lots of places to travel and come back on and move around again. So again, make sure when you're thinking about visual movement, it does not have to be something that is actually moving like this. It's all about the way the viewer's eyes move when looking at the picture. And that brings us to rhythm. I want you to think about rhythm as a combination of pattern, like repetition, and movement at the same time. So here we have these bike racks repeating. There's many of them. So that shows pattern, repetition, and they move towards the bikes, which is the point of emphasis. It makes your eyes move that direction. This picture, same thing. You've got repeating signs. They even point your eyes in the direction that they should go. You've got repeating signs going all the way into the background because they repeat and because they make your eyes go in that direction. It shows visual rhythm. In this picture, we've got, again, curves, which is good for the movement effect. We've got repetition, which is like the pattern. Those things combined make this show rhythm. And again, repetition of the trees, movement effect with these curves. We've got rhythm. I want you to think about the difference between just plain pattern, which is like repetition in this case, and rhythm. With pattern, try to think of it more like a wallpaper, just a design, and rhythm as more of like an artistic style of presenting an image. Instead of just repeating, you're doing a lot more to show rhythm and some different types of shapes. Even if it's all triangles, they look different, right? It's more interesting this way. That brings me to the last thing. Which type of rhythm is this? Just like pattern, we have regular and irregular. So is this a regular rhythm or irregular? I would say regular because all the signs are the same and they repeat in a similar manner. We can predict that there might be another sign that repeats over here. This, for example, is irregular because all these folds in the fabric, we don't know for sure what's going to happen when it goes off the edge from one side to the other. So this would be an irregular rhythm.